Okay, recording has started, and we start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good evening, everyone. I think you are just entering our attending room. I see people from Switzerland, United States, Puerto Rico, United Arab Emirates, United Kingdom, Canada, Philippines. You guys are still awake. Germany. Who else do we have here? More people from Germany, Mexico. Good evening, or good morning, rather. And yeah, we got quite a number of people from the US and Germany and the UK. France, good evening to you as well. And Ireland, Montenegro. Well, we are very happy to have you all here. Let me see, Netherlands, number of people from Canada, Spain, India. Good evening to you as well. And yes, the list goes on. Let me see what do we have there? Bolivia, all the way down there. And we've got Kazakhstan, South Africa. And what else? Okay, we've got more people from India. US is in strong support here. And I know it's morning time for you guys. So are you not working, or are you doing this as you're having your breakfast? Argentina, also good morning to you. And the list goes on. We are very happy to have you all here. In our session tonight, we are going to look at the Brizy Cloud. So we will say this probably many times tonight, and like Chris pointed out in the Facebook forum, probably tonight all the questions are going to be about the Brizy WordPress, because that's what happened last week. So tonight is the Brizy Cloud night. We focus on Brizy Cloud. We're going to look what we did in 2019, and then after that 2020, and Dimi is going to bring in the goodies, talk us about what's coming up, what's the features, functionalities, and then we're going to look at some of those things in the works. I think tonight may be a little bit shorter than last time, but I won't promise anything. So, if you are worried you're not going to make it all the way to the end of the session, just remember that this will be on YouTube, and we'll try to get it out already tomorrow like we did last week. Right. And then at the end, we'll have a few things for you. And remember, any technical things, there is the link support.brizy.io if you have any problems that you want to look at. My name is JP, and if you've attended these webinars before, you should know us by now. And we are very happy to have you here again. A few things there about me. And I think for the next webinar, maybe Dimitri and I will update it a little bit to give you something new about what's going on in our lives. Right, Dimi,
yeah, for
good
sure.
evening.
For you guys that don't know me, I'm one of the co-founders of Brizy. I'm one of the guys that handles the UI and UX in usability and everything of that sort in Brizy. So yeah, that's about it. I'm in this web business for a long time. So I have a family. When I'm not with you guys or working something in Brizy, I spend time with my wife and kids. That's about it. Let's just move along to
we are very happy to have you here, Dimi. Without you, this is not a webinar. So thank you. Right. What's the weather tonight in Romania?
Let me check. It's pretty cold, actually. It's 8 degrees Celsius. So it's
okay, 8. But last time was 0, so it's a little bit better than last time.
Yeah, a bit better, but I see you're still in a t-shirt, so I presume it's still 30 degrees Celsius.
Actually, not so hot, but you can see it's still a little bit humid. There is probably, if you start hearing thunder as we're having with this webinar, and if you see a flash of light in the room and I collapsed, then the lightning finally got to me. Right, right, guys, we have me, we have Dimi here, but in the chat room, we also have Chris, our Facebook community manager. He goes under the moniker of Raziel Canos. You will see him there. He just said it there. So you can bombard him also with questions, but please keep it to Brizy Cloud. As much you can put on him, you can take the pressure of us. So let's get starting. Dimitri, it's all you.
Yeah. I thought we'll start with a short recap of 2019. I just bullet pointed a couple of things, and the first most important one is actually we launched Brizy Cloud in 2019. First, as you know, as a landing page builder, you could only build the landing pages there, so one pages. But later in 2019, we've added multi-page support. So As you know, you can build websites, full-fledged websites right now in Brizy Cloud. We've also had two very successful launches. One was on Product Hunt, and we're proud we've came up on top on. It was the first product of that day and the third of that week. And also we had launched on AppSumo later in 2019 in November, if I remember correctly. And that was also a very successful launch. We've gathered a bunch of marketers and professionals that right now are using Brizy Cloud, and they basically bombarded us with excellent feedback, and we were overwhelmed, and we are very happy to have them on board because they know this marketing software and this marketing space a lot, and they help us with tremendous feedback. That's about it. Brizy Cloud had a great year in 2019, and we are bringing this forward in this year, and we have actually a bunch of updates planned. And yeah, let's go to 2000 on the next slide, and let's go to this year. We'll have a couple of main focuses. Basically, we'll focus on improving and fixing some things that need fixing. We'll touch on elements, on a bunch of them, and we'll show you guys some of them later in this webinar. We'll have new elements, we'll improve old ones, we'll address some important usability features like the right sidebar that covers the content when you edit there, or the toolbars that appear on top of the content you are working with. Another important thing will be performance, front end and back end. Front end refers to code output, to loading speeds and things like that, image resizing and image optimizations. And back end refers to optimization regarding the builder, how fast it works, and things like that, CSS optimizations and things like that. We want this year to finalize the Brizy marketing tools. So basically, until now, you can create, right now, you can create landing pages. You can gather leads via the contact form. You can create multiple page websites. But we want to close this and bring it full circle and introduce funnels, a functionality that I'm sure everyone, especially marketers, are waiting for. And together with funnels, because they are linked, it will be a layer of analytics that you'll be able to access directly in Brizy Cloud on each project. So that you can't have funnels, right, without analytics to see what you have there, and visits, and to optimize and things like that, conversions and things like that. And last but not least, we want to introduce this year the Brizy CMS. And this refers to blogging, e-commerce, and advanced custom fields. This is the Brizy CMS is a beast in itself, right? If you think of what we have on the market right now, like WordPress, I don't know, Joomla, and software like this, they were developed on the course of, I don't know, 10, 13, maybe more years. And we are pushing hard to introduce the Brizy CMS. First, it will be blogging, and then we'll see about e-commerce and advanced custom fields. I'm not entirely sure that e-commerce and the advanced custom fields will be live this year, maybe in the second part of the year. But yeah, this is the plan.
Dimitri, before we go into the next features, I think many people that have signed up for Brizy Cloud, and this is one of the questions already that I'm seeing, is about funnels. Can you maybe quickly just explain to people who have no idea what is a funnel, why you would want to use something like a funnel, and why this will be a good idea to use Brizy Cloud for that when the funnel feature is released?
Yeah, sure. Funnels are basically a way to gather some leads, right? You bring what you want. What you'll do most likely is you'll gather some leads. I don't know, you'll give something free. You'll advertise. You'll do ads. You'll do something that will bring people into your funnel, right? So imagine you'll have basically at the beginning of your funnel that is composed basically with a couple of steps that are composed in pages. You'll bring all the pool of people, right? All the pool of leads, and from that pool of leads, you'll basically present maybe an offer, or maybe you'll present a service, or you'll sell something, and from that pool of leads, they'll choose to get your service or to download something, and if they don't, they'll get pushed to another page, and on that page maybe you'll do an upsell, right, or a downsell. So maybe if you sell, for example, HTML book, right, maybe on the next page you'll ask them something. This HTML book works great with our other book that you can learn CSS, right? So this is the main idea. So you'll start with 100% visits, and by going in the funnel from page to page, you'll basically try to convert as much as possible until you go through the end of your funnel. And if you layer on top of this an analytics functionality that we plan to do, you'll be able to access data regarding the visits, the conversion, how many will go from one step to the other, and tweak here, tweak there, in order to try to convert as many people as possible.
Great. Guys, just quickly, I saw this question, and I think when we come from a WordPress background, it is very easy to mistake some of the things you do in WordPress for cloud. I saw a question about ACF. Advanced Custom Fonts is a WordPress plugin. Anything that is a WordPress plugin is not going to work in Brizy Cloud. WPML, Polylang, anything of those things, WooCommerce, none of that is going to work in Brizy Cloud. And the stuff that Dimitri is going to show you later, what Brizy Cloud essentially has to do, all those plugins that you are used to that you can go and get, Brizy Cloud will work towards within time to bring those features in natively. There's no way you can bring in a plugin.
What we need to do in the cloud, basically, everything needs to be developed from scratch, right? Because it's a different technology. It's we don't benefit from. I'm not sure benefit is the right word, right? Because sometimes it's not a benefit when you start installing 30 plugins and start getting all those conflicts and all that crazy stuff in WordPress. It happens, so it comes with some issues. But what we do in cloud, we need to develop from scratch. So the CMS part I've talked about earlier addresses this. At some point in the future, we'll introduce blog posts. We'll introduce e-commerce. We'll introduce custom advanced fields. So we'll let you create the portfolio services, anything you want. So eventually it will be possible, but not right now. Right now it's not.
One question though, because I also checked here in the focuses for 2020, white label.
Yeah, it's a good point. Well, I didn't put that. Actually, I didn't. We didn't put a lot of things on this list. We wanted to keep it a bit general. It is an important thing, and we have it on our list. It will be for sure in 2020. No question about it. I'm not sure when exactly, but we'll introduce it. I think in steps. First, we'll introduce the branding of the dashboard, right? So when your clients will log in into Brizy Cloud, basically they'll see I don't know, GP Builder, right?
Right,
there.
yes.
Yeah, and this will be a first thing, and we are talking to create a CNAME redirect. So basically, it will be awkward for a client to type in the address bar brizy.cloud and see the branding GP builder inside, right? So we'll need to address that as well. We want to make it in such a way that you'll we'll have in the backstage Brizy doing the job, but your clients will access it, I don't know, on whatever domain, gpbuilder.com, but Brizy, it will be in the backstage doing the job. We want to have it this year, so if you don't see it here on the list, don't panic, don't think that we will not add it.
Yeah. In fact, I just saw a question you and I had gone through yesterday. Feliciano Michael, he had asked about, will we have translation opportunities? So guys, what Dimitri was telling me yesterday, and I think this is what you have to understand, the core about the development, anything you're asking for, the team has already considered it. The features have been discussed. We know what needs to come into Brizy Cloud, and we know what people want. For example, I work a lot with multilingual websites, and these things are all there. So it's a matter of development, rolling it out, and that's what Dimitri is going to show us tonight. So let's go through that, and we jump back to our presentation, and then have a look at what Dimitri is going to show, and then near the end, those questions that you still have that are outstanding, go ahead and ask us. And Jay, I think you asked a technical question, but I will look into that for you. Right. Back to you, Dimitri.
Yeah, sure. Next, we'll be discussing about the next update that will come. We've put it here in the presentation, updates for the next 3 months or so, 3-4 months, right? Because although you make a grand plan for a global plan for the whole year, it's actually hard to predict everything that will come on each month. And as history, if we look back, we see that sometimes delays appear and things like that. But to start with, this is the next update that will come in around 2-3 weeks. The update is almost done, and most of these things I will showcase them tonight. I'll share my screen later. We'll have, first of all, global pop-ups, something that I know a lot of you are excited about. These global pop-ups refer to those pop-ups that come with automatic trigger conditions. So basically, you'll be able to set global pop-ups for your project that are triggered on all sorts of conditions, like exit intent, scroll on page, if they come for a certain URL, things like that. There are a bunch of conditions, and I can't wait for you to play with them and see what's there. We'll also introduce a couple of fixes and improvements in the dashboard and also in Builder. In the dashboard, of the cloud, I'm talking about some things that are a bit bothersome until now, renaming accounts, for example, or deleting a sub-account. We've implemented the filter projects that we'll be showing, and a couple of improvements in the builder as well. For example, the menu has an issue that if you put a lot of pages there's a problem with the scroll. Little things like that we'll fix in this update. We'll also introduce a couple of improved and new elements. Video, for example, is improved. Countdown, it's totally new. We've introduced another audio element. We'll show you guys, we'll show you very fast, we'll showcase all this. And of course, some usability fixes that GP already knows about and is already working on some videos for sneak peeks that will come.
Dimitri, can I interrupt you? Something that I know we're probably not going to cover yet, just out of interest, and I saw Joseph's question now. Those customers who have bought Brizy Pro Limited lifetime deal, right? They have gotten the cloud version for free for 2 years.
The cloud version, they got the cloud hosting on our servers for 2 years,
Right.
unlimited hosting, but the builder
Yeah.
itself, the features that will add there is unlimited. So they'll get Pro in the cloud forever, right?
All right.
But
So
only,
the question is,
yeah.
the
Please.
question is, when will those 2 years expire?
Good question. The 2 years will expire when actually the 2 years will start counting from the moment we bring Brizy Live
Version 1.
version, yeah, 2 actually.
Right. So, Joseph, that means currently, if you use Brizy Pro WordPress plugin, you will see we are at 0.0.32. And once that goes to version 1, the 2-year clock starts ticking. So at this moment, you can enjoy that as an extra time. Right, Dimitri?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're right. You are right on the spot. I didn't feel the need to intervene because you were right. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm just worried we make promises again, and then in the end we give away more free stuff. Right.
Yeah,
Right. Sorry.
We love giving away free stuff. So it's yeah. In this update, another cool thing that we'll introduce is based on pop-ups, on the pop-up functionality, and is a new product called external pop-ups. What this is basically you can create a product, a pop-up in the Brizy Cloud as a new product, and you can embed it. So this is not to be used in Brizy Cloud. This is to be used on any website in the world, right? So you have a website already and you need a pop-up. And you come to Brizy Cloud, you create this pop-up, and you get an embed code that you'll put in your website, and we'll do the rest to put it like that. And the cool thing about this product is that everything you put in the pop-up in Brizy Cloud, it will work, right? You'll get automatic trigger conditions. You'll get contact forms. Everything you put there, it will be accessed from our servers, and it will work perfectly on your website, no matter what, WordPress, HTML, no matter what website you have. You just put the script there, and the pop-up will come from us. And last but not least, the infamous or the famous 14 new landing pages that we've promised from December. Yeah. They'll come in this update for the cloud, and actually they'll fit very nicely for all the marketers out there, because they were crafted specifically for uses like this, conversion and things like that. That's basically it for the next update that will come just around the corner in about 2-3 weeks. As for the next updates for the next months, we'll have we plan a quality of life update. A lot of you guys, I know that work with clients and created a bunch of projects and a bunch of sub-accounts, and they want to move projects or duplicate them or move them to different sub-accounts, and that will be possible in this update. We'll also introduce duplicate page, and you'll be able also to save entire layouts. So right now you can save only blocks. So basically, if you wanted to duplicate a project, you need to save all the blocks from your project and move them to another project. So it is actually a bit cumbersome. It can be done, but it is a bit cumbersome. But from this update on, it will be easy peasy breezy. So yeah. After that, we want to introduce a new notification system. We have that actually set it in place right now, because when you invite new team members to work on projects in your sub-accounts, there is a notification system in place right there that sends the emails, invites them, and things like that. But we want to improve on that, and mainly this refers these improvements refer to the leads part. Right now, all the leads are saved in your dashboard, and you don't receive notifications for all the leads that you receive. So we'll introduce a system like this that you'll be able to set to receive notifications about the leads on daily basis, on weekly, things like that. After that, the famous funnels that will contain built-in analytics. I was talking with Sergio today, and he told me that we already started the work on funnels, but I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. Funnels, it's a bit of it's an easy to understand concept, but it's a bit tricky to implement and to do it right. So we want to really take our time and do it how it should be done. It will be on par with what the competition offers right now. So I think we'll have two kinds of funnels. We'll have built-in funnels in the project. If you think about the pop-ups, you have pop-ups in the project, right? And you have external pop-ups that you can embed on different websites. I think we'll try to have the same approach with funnels. So basically, you'll be able to create funnels inside the project, and you'll also be able to create external funnels, funnels that you'll be managing and creating and editing in Brizy Cloud. But these funnels will be able to be embedded in different projects outside the Brizy Cloud. And after this, we will want to introduce the blog functionality.
All right. Before we go there, just good evening to everyone that has joined us in the last few minutes. I've noticed we've got a lot of people from Finland, Norway, Cameroon, Thailand, Sweden, Italy, Spain, Ukraine. Welcome here. Barbados. Always want to visit. And then New Jersey.
Go from the top. Go from the top, GP. Go from the first slide. We'll just start it again.
Yeah, right. So everyone, welcome. We've also got from the UK people from Sheffield, and then Houston, Dearborn, and Wichita from the US, and then Edmonton there in Canada. Guys and everyone, welcome. Very welcome here to our Brizy Cloud webinar. So what we are doing tonight, it's not a tutorial. So I've seen one or two questions, people asking how to do this, how to do that. Unfortunately, we're not going to look at the how-tos tonight. We're going to look what's in the works. We had a quick look at all the releases of 2019. And what we're going to do now, Dimitri's going to show us what's in the works. And you just saw a timeline. We'll set one to 2 months, maybe even 3 months on that. Always give us a little bit of leeway, because you never know what happens in between. And that's it. Let's start looking at the good stuff, and maybe there's even a few surprises here for me.
Global pop-up showcase. Okay, let me just share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
It's loading.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay. I'm not sure how my internet connection goes, but I'll try to move slowly so everyone can see what I'm doing. So basically, this is the dashboard, the Brizy Cloud dashboard. I'm not sure all of you are familiar with, but this is it basically. Right here on the top, we see that this is where we have the sub accounts, right? So you can create basically, we can call them client accounts, right? Because you'll want to create here sub accounts for each client you have, because all the team members that you invite will have access to all the projects in that sub account. And what we'll notice here, and this is one of the things that we'll address in the next update, you'll notice these two icons. You'll be able to change the title. Not very creative, but yeah, sure. Client number 1, right? So you'll be able to create to change the title. So if you create a new account, new sub account, and also you'll be able to, of course, you can delete sub accounts now. But one thing to mention is that you can't delete sub accounts that have projects in them, right? So you'll have to delete the projects first, And this is a thing that we built it in, right, like this, because you can press it by mistake and click a yes or something, and you'll basically burn your entire library of projects for that client. So we want it to be a conscious and very deliberate action. So this is one of the things that we'll address. Another thing that we'll address is here on the team members. If you are not familiar how team members work, you can find it in our documentation. But on short, the idea is that you'll want to invite people that you work with on the same projects on different roles. So basically, you'll maybe want. I'm the owner right now. My name is PP, whatever that means. But yeah. So, for example, if we invite a new member in our sub account, let's say it's a designer, and you'll see that these members have different roles. So basically, editor, designer, and manager have different access to different parts of the builder. For example, if you'll hover this, it will show a bunch of things that this role can do and can't do. And we've also improved the changing. So, for example, if you want to change this member to give it another role, you just change it from here. Until now, you needed to delete it and invite him again because we didn't have that functionality. But from the next update, this will be possible. So basically, when you'll change the team member's role, you'll just click manager, and the notification system will pick it up and send the invite with the role change again. This is another change we've made. As you can observe right here, we've introduced this filter area that will let you filter projects. Let me change the sub account because I have in my client one account I have a couple of projects. So right now maybe it doesn't make too much sense when you have 2-3 projects, right? But imagine you have I don't know, you have a client that you work with a lot and you have a bunch of projects. So this will be very helpful to get to your project. So basically you'll just type and you'll filter the projects. Yeah, you can sort them in different orders and things like that. But let me get to the good stuff. I'll show you the global pop-up that we've introduced. Let me see if I enter the right project. Yep. So basically, this is a project created from. I've added a couple of blocks from the library, from the block library, basic blocks. What you'll want to do is go here on the gear in the left-hand side, and you'll see that we've touched a bit and this panel as well. We've structured the options a bit differently. Now we have assets, menus, and settings on top in the tabs here. And when you load this, it will load options in the sidebar. On assets, you'll observe that we have pop-ups now. So basically, we have a pop-up already here because I've tested it a bit earlier. We have a pop-up. We can create a new one, but let's edit the one we have. This pop-up is a global pop-up that refers to the whole project. So basically, when you edit a pop-up like this, it will load a builder that you'll see that is stripped down basically. And you can only edit this pop-up. You can't add pages, you can't add anything here. This is the only thing that you'll edit, and this is the pop-up. And I'm not sure you know all the options here, but you can study it in Brizy Cloud. You have all sorts of options here for alignment, for colors. Everything is customizable. Everything is here, but one important thing that you'll notice is this display conditions, right? If we access this panel, we have 2 tabs here, triggers and conditions. On the trigger side, we can set up different triggers that will automatically trigger the pop-up when one of our visitors come to the website. So for example, right now we have 2 triggers on exit intent and on scroll up. Right, we have these 2 triggers, but there are a bunch of this here, right? Arriving from, on scroll, on. You just need to test them all. if they come from certain URL, if they click a number of times. I won't scroll, I've told you. On page exit, after a number of sessions, a lot of great things here that will help you fine-tune your experience for your users. And let me show you this on the front end. I saved it. If we preview the project, let's say, I don't know, user came to your website and he browses the website. Remember that we've set 2 trigger conditions, right? When we scroll up and on exit intent. So basically exit intent is when you try to close the browser or you leave the browser window, right? So when you leave the browser window, the pop-up automatically triggers. Here, there are countless ways to engage with users, offering a discount to keep them on the page, right? To generate a lead. And let me show you the scroll up trigger, but basically works the same way. So if we scroll down, if we scroll up, it should trigger the pop-up. Yeah. So this is basically it. You'll be able to create global pop-ups for your projects, landing pages, lead pages. You'll be able to create these pop-ups that are triggered automatically in order to generate more leads, and this is very, very used in the marketing community as a mean to generate leads, basically. Okay, I've stopped my screen. Any questions?
Yeah, one question.
Yeah,
I think you covered the sub-accounts, which was a very important feature. And why is it showing?
Sorry?
Yeah. You've covered the sub-accounts, so I think everyone is happy with that. The one question that Nick had was that the roles that we currently can assign to people, are those roles assigned per site or per project? Can you have some?
Those are roles assigned per sub-account.
Oh, sub-account. Okay,
yeah, because everything is think of sub-accounts like I think of them like client accounts, right? But you can think of them like folders, for example. Anything that will help you understand that those are basically a way to structure your projects. And not only that, but everything is built around that, right? You invite team members at a sub-account level. So every team member that you invite in that sub-account will have access to all the projects from that sub-account, but of course with limited access based on that role, right? So for example, in general, the owner has access to everything. The main account invoices, the payments, the change passwords and things like that. The managers have access to almost everything. They can create projects, they can edit projects and things like that. The designers can only edit projects. They can't delete them. They can't download leads. They can't delete sub-accounts. And the clients, most likely they'll be viewers. No, the clients, they'll be I think editors, if I'm not mistaken, and editors have only access to edit the content on the. They can change the structure. For example, you can enter a project, and you can only change the content in that project, not the structure of the page.
Right. Yeah. Right, guys. Just again, a little bit of housekeeping. Maybe you were late to the show. We are talking about Brizy Cloud tonight, and we're talking about upcoming features. If you are sitting there with your computer trying to see what Dimitri is doing and copying, you're going to be very frustrated because you're not going to find it. So Peter J, it's not there yet, but it will be available within the next month or so. Then, guys, the next question. If your question starts with how to, This is also the wrong webinar. This is not a how-to webinar. This is a what's coming webinar. And we will have, again, webinars. We will have tutorials. So I'll take down all your questions there on how to do this and how to do that. And the third one is technical things like bugs that you have found, brizy.io.support. But like the carousel questions and the countdown questions I've seen tonight, if you had watched last week's webinar, you'll know they are in the works, sneak peeks coming. So all of those will be fixed. And within the next month or two, you're going to have a big smile on your face. So yes, let's look at the next one. Dimitri, back to you again.
Yep. We have now external pop-up showcase. So basically, I'll share my screen again and show you how this new product basically how it will work. Okay, can you see my screen? I bet it's loading. Yeah.
I'll let you know when it's there. Who's talking about the hair? I see people are. How do you style your hair like that, Dimi? I like your hair.
No, yeah, it's basically ready-made, right? from my sleep. Yeah, it's no. So right. You made me blush. I hope I'm not on the screen right now. So right, external pop-ups. This is basically a new product we're introducing with this update. I've told you earlier. I'll briefly cover it again for those that came in a bit late. External pop-ups will be pop-ups that you create, edit, and control in Brizy Cloud, but you'll embed them anywhere else. Right? You have a website already, and you need a pop-up to show a discount, to, I don't know, whatever, to get some leads. You'll create it in Brizy Cloud, you'll get an embed code, you'll put it on your website, it works. The contact form will work, everything there will work. So, how do you create this new product? I'll draw your attention on this create new project, and what you'll notice is that when I press the button, it will bring two options here. It will give us the option to create a regular website or a landing page, the same way you did it until now in Brizy Cloud. But you'll also get the option to create a pop-up or alert, and it says right here, create a pop-up or alert to use on external websites. So let's create a pop-up like this. This is pop-up number 1. It works perfectly, and this is where the filter will come into place a bit better, because you'll be able to filter among your type of projects. So basically, you can filter between websites and pop-ups, and most likely we'll add more here, funnels, and we'll see what next. I'm not sure yet. But let's go and edit this pop-up. Basically, this is created on top of the pop-up builder we already have in Brizy Cloud. You'll create a pop-up. Let's add one that is already made. Have any preference, GP? Let's look.
Not no, that one with
yeah, with us. Let's pick something with us. I'll just
roads forever.
Yeah. Okay. So. So you'll create the pop-up. Of course, this will work. You have all the elements here. You can add, subtract, put everything you want here. You'll also create your display conditions. And what you'll notice here, that on this external pop-ups, we don't have the second tab that is called display conditions. That's because we can't control with from the scripts we give you. We can't control what happens outside Brizy Cloud, right? So all you'll be able to set here are triggers, but actually these are the most important ones in my opinion. So basically, if we select, I don't know, let's to select. This is the most used and on page exit intent. So we'll select this one, and we'll save this and publish this pop-up. If we go to the dashboard, you'll see that here we don't have the publish option, but we have the get embed code option. So basically, this is it, right? You get this code. what you need to do is put it in your project, in your footer, your footer tag. So you'll need to have access to your files, to your project, wherever that is, be it WordPress or whatever, and you'll put that code in your footer tag, and that pop-up will just work on your website. It will come from our servers, right? And it will be triggered based on what you set right here. Let me just try to. Let me just create another project just to. I'll do an inception, right? We'll insert an external pop-up in a cloud project via the code injection, but just to show this, just to try to showcase this. But the idea is not to use it like how I'm showing you right now, is to be used in different projects, because you'll want to use the actual pop-up we've built in Brizy Cloud with your Brizy Cloud project. Let me just add a couple of blocks here to have a sort of a landing page. And how you'll do it you'll not create a pop-up like this, right? In your project outside the Brizy Cloud, wherever it is, you'll just need access to your footer tags, right? And you'll just copy paste this script that basically will bring the pop-up on your website. You'll save your files in your project, and when you'll access your project, the pop-up will come. I hope. I'm not remember what trigger did I set. Okay, exit intent. So this is how it will work. This is mainly for anyone that needs a pop-up builder in their website right now. Right? You don't need plugins. You don't need Joomla, WordPress, whatever. You only need a cloud account on Brizy Cloud, and you'll create this kind of project that is called external pop-up, and you'll be able to just embed it in your project, in your website.
Right. I think actually there were no questions on this. Oh, wait, let's see what Eric says. This is great. Will the external pop-up work with new funnels? Let me check as well.
Interesting question. To be honest, you caught us off guard right now. Maybe good question. GP, maybe you put it down, and we'll extend on that with the team and see what will be possible. And it will also be interesting to know a use case, right? The question is also interesting, but I'm a bit more curious about the use case. How you'd use funnels with pop-ups but let's not wait for the answer. Maybe we'll get in touch and see.
Right, Ricky, maybe you missed at the beginning. The funnels are in the works, and the timeline set down for it is about 3 to 4 weeks. But I always say give us another month or two leeway.
No, wait. Sorry, GP. No. It's if you go back to the beginning on that slide, we've put there with just go back a bit. So we need to be very precise and clear about this. Although it's hard to be exactly precise, but as you see, I've put pluses there, not in 2-3 weeks. We've put pluses in there to show that add another 2-3 weeks from the last update. Right?
Okay. So the first one here is 2 to 3 weeks, and then another 2 to 3 weeks. Then
go back a slide. The first one is in 2-3 weeks. This one, and then add 2-3 weeks. 2-3 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
maybe,
okay.
yeah, maybe we should work on presenting this a bit better for a better understanding next time. But this is
Right.
the main.
I would then say if I take it to, that is about 3 months
Three
from now.
months, yeah, something like
Yeah.
this. Yeah, it's not something, I
Okay.
understand that is not something that and you guys are waiting for this for a bunch of time, but you need to understand that this kind of complexities is a bit tricky to get right, and we want to do it right. If you look in the industry, all the big guys that have all the subpar builders, they have 3, 4, 5 years ahead of us. So we push things hard, but they need time in the cooker to be done as they should. Yep, elements, right. I think we've already showcased the elements last week, GP, for the last webinar, and the reason why we've showcased them then as well is because and I see I see questions like this a lot. Will this be in cloud? Will this be in WordPress? Will this be what is in the builder? It will be in both because the builder is the same, right? So let me share my screen again. I'll just open one of the projects here. And this is why we've discussed, GP and I discussed and decided to let's present this a bit more again, because I bet some of you weren't present last webinar. So it will be great to showcase a couple of things here. Let me just drag a video, for example. This is a basic video element. What you'll notice here is that we have the standard YouTube and Vimeo, but with the next update, we'll add custom video upload. So basically, you'll be able to upload your videos here. And it comes with a bunch of, we've improved the video element a lot. It comes with a bunch of things. You can display or not the controls, have autoplay, loop the video, start at a certain second. You can control the covers, the filters, everything is here, right? You can control everything. This is one of the elements that we've improved a lot. Of course, on the color side, you can do whatever you want. You can control all the icons and the bar, and everything is customizable. This is for the video. I'll just go through them very fast because we're out of time a bit. Next one will be, for example, and this is one I'm sure you'll appreciate and be excited about. This is the countdown. Most of you know by now that the countdown in the cloud is lacking some improvements, and this is basically the ultimate countdown. You'll be able to control everything here. You'll be able to just type in everything you want, minutes, and of course you'll be able to translate days, hours, minutes in your own language. We also have different types of countdowns. For example, if you want to, let me just play a bit with it. It's my designer from within can't stand to see an ugly countdown, so I'll just play a bit with.
Dimitri, also show the feature that what happens when the countdown reaches 0.
Yeah, sure. We'll touch on that in a minute. The fonts, of course, are all customizable. You can go crazy with. Let's pick this one for the font, and for the title, let's go with this one maybe. Kaushan and things like that. Everything is customizable, right? Of course, in a responsive view, you'll have instance control, so everything will work perfectly. What it will be cool here, we've introduced an action. You'll see here on the link. We've introduced here in the countdown 2 things actually. An action, so when countdown will be finished, you can hide it. So users, it's always awkward when you come to a website and see a countdown on 0, right? I always wonder, is something going to happen right now, or yeah? So you basically can hide it if you want to when it will be finished, or instead of the countdown, it will show a message, right? You'll be able to show a message. I don't know, you've missed it or whatever. You'll be able to show a message. And the second is a redirect, right? So basically, you create a landing page, and when the countdown reaches zero, everyone that will access that page will get redirected to this new URL. Maybe you'll create another landing page and tell them, "Oh my God, you've missed it, but no worries. Subscribe to our newsletter, and we'll keep you up to date," or something like this. And you'll generate a lead, and you'll convert them later. Something like this would be a working scenario, right? These are cool features. I'm sure all the marketers will appreciate them. This is the countdown. You'll have full control over it, on sizes, on colors, everything. You got used to it. With everything is here. Let me go to a new one. GP, feel free to guide me on what to show.
Counter. We can have a look at the counter.
Yeah, the counter is made from scratch. You improved. This is the counter that we have right now, but we've also added a couple of more styles. For example, you'll have a counter like this that you'll be able to create, or you'll have a counter like this that you'll be able to create.
No, you have to change the into a percentage. Put in.
Yeah, or you can have one with percentage and put something there, maybe make the font a bit smaller. I'm not sure if you know GP, but if you activate the inputs here and scroll from your mouse, the numbers go up and down. So this is a good way to just...
Wait. Do that again so I can click in there and then just use scroll on my mouse.
Yeah, if you click and scroll on your mouse, the numbers go up and down. So it will give you an easy way to just play with different, rather than I got used to just typing it, but it works like that as well. So yeah, basically you'll be able to play with all this. I can see a bunch of uses for this, and of course the colors and all this is adjustable.
Yeah, and I've tested them quite a lot in the last few days, and I think the team did a very good job, especially on the colors and the stylings. You have full individual control over each part of every element. So just like the previous countdown, you can set the number separately, the label separately. With the countdown, you have the out circle, the inner circle, and that's really great. I was very happy also with the video. You can add a cover to the video, and then you have full control over the colors for that as well. So kudos, really great job there. I love it.
Look, we've also improved the progress bar a bit, right? We have two versions of it right now. We have two styles. We have a style like this and a style with slimmer with the percentage up on top. What we didn't have and we don't have right now, but it will come in the next update. It always bothered me, these corners, right? I always wanted to make them to make the corners, but we've added this option, so now you can round all the corners in your.
You like the round corners? I like them sharp.
yeah. Everyone is with his, but you have the option right now at least, right? Until now, I needed to write some CSS, things like that. But now it will be basically built in. Let me show you a new element that will be added. It's called an audio element. So basically, this is wait for it, an audio element. So basically, it's an audio element. You'll be able to upload files directly on Brizy Cloud on our servers. How you'd use how you'd embed audio element until now was through the embed element or through our SoundCloud element, but you don't always want to publish your audio files somewhere else, right? On different services, you want them to keep them in your Brizy Cloud account, and you'll be able to upload them here. So of course, again, you'll have control here on all the, you'll have covers, you'll have control to show or not show different things, duration, progress bar, volume, and things like that. The colors are all the way customizable. Everything you got used to it in Brizy will be there. What we're trying to address with all these improvements is basically take all the elements, see what's missing, see what the community asked for, and build on those and improve them, add the settings, add the options, and things like that. GP, I'm not sure if, yeah, I think we're done here with the elements.
On the video, I think Feliciano is asking the tough questions tonight here, but we had covered this before, and I think we didn't follow up. The question is, how much size or how much space do we have to upload to a Brizy Cloud site? If I want to bring in audio and I want to bring in video, what is the allocation?
Yeah, that's a great question. For example, right now the images are on 5 megabits. So, for example, you can upload images, every image up to 5. The video, we are still discussing it, and the audio the same. The audio is not an issue, right? Because you have audios. If we limit it in 5, 10 megapixels, I think it will be just enough. But the video is the tricky part, right? Because you don't want to have to cut too short, to have a limit very restrictive, but at the same time we can't allow hundreds of gigabytes of data or videos to be uploaded, right? It will pose a problem in space, in upload time. There are different kind of issues there, but we are discussing it right now. I don't have a number for you. Actually, I've asked the team, and we've discussed this today with GP and Sergi and the guys, and I knew that this question will pop up, and we are still playing with numbers. So yeah. And I'm sure you guys will let us know if whatever number we come up with will not be enough. I'm sure you'll let us know, and we'll always be able to just tweak it and make it accessible for everyone.
Another question to that: when we say the images is 5 megabytes, not bits, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my bad. Exactly. Yeah.
Is that per project or per site?
No. It's per image.
Per image.
Per image.
Oh, that's huge. That's huge, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you can if you download, for example, images from Unsplash. Those are huge, right? They come in, I don't know, 5, 10, 20 sometimes. But you'll need to just resize them a bit. They're huge in resolution wise. They're huge. You'll just have to play with them a bit and resize them. But 5 mega for an image, for a single image, it's more than enough. You don't need more.
Right. Great. I think in terms of this, the questions are good.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Yeah,
I
please.
think right? Dimitri?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, it was the ball was on my side. Guys,
Yes.
I just want to. Yeah. Sorry. 2 last things. We've showcased here the new elements. There are a couple of more things to show, but I'll just go to the usability part. We'll be pushing 2 very important updates for me and for GP and for us that work with Brizy daily and bumped our heads a lot with this issue. I'm sure you're familiar that sometimes when you edit an element, if the toolbars don't have room to appear on top, they always appear like this on the and cover the element you are editing, right? From now on, from this update on, this will not be the case, because I'm not sure you've noticed, but the whole time I've been working, not one time the toolbars cover the elements, because we've tweaked the algorithm here, and every time the toolbars will be either displayed either above either below the element you are editing, so you'll not encounter this problem again. This was problematic mostly when you worked on headers or in responsive, right? You had that initial toolbar appear on top, and because the next toolbars for color or for typography didn't have space to go on top, of course, because you were at the top of the browser, it appeared on top of the elements you were editing. So this is solved now. You will not encounter this problem anymore. Another cool thing, and we've invented a new shortcut. You can access the shortcuts from here if you want, from the left-hand side. You'll see all the shortcuts. I use them a lot. I got used to them, and I use them a lot. They are very cool they help you do things faster. But we've added a new shortcut. For example, if I want to select this, bring on the toolbar options for the column, right? And there are certain instances. For example, here, right? If I want to just bring this up, it's a bit upsetting to, it's hard to just click on that. But we've introduced this escape. So basically, you'll select any element from that column. You'll select it, and then you press an escape from the keyboard, and we'll activate the parent element toolbar. And if you press another escape, it will go up a level, and again an escape, it will go up, and again an escape, it will go to the block, and again an escape, it will close. So basically, what this will give you, I'm super excited about it. This will give you the possibility to select any element very, very easily, because no matter where you are, you'll just select an element from the column, and you'll press an escape, and it will go to the column. You'll press another escape, it will go to the block, and so on and so forth. This will be mostly helpful. I can see it used a lot in tablet view, for example, or maybe even more in mobile view, where you have all these, you have all these elements that are very, very hard to pinpoint. You'll just select one, press an escape, and then press an escape, and then press an escape, and that's it. So basically, this is the second thing we've solved. And the third and last thing, but unfortunately I can't show it because it is not in this build. We've created two icons here for the sidebar that will let you lock them, the sidebar. So basically, it will stay every time. It will stay on. You'll press elements on the page, and in the sidebar, you'll get all the options for those elements. And another option that will move the sidebar from right to left to let you see behind the right sidebar. Unfortunately, I can't show you this right now in this build, but trust me, it's something very cool, and I'm sure you'll appreciate it. That's about it. I like to talk a lot, so please stop me, GP. Somebody stop me. No,
it's fine. This is Radio Brizy, coming to you Thursday night, every night on 55 FM, whatever. Dimitri, question here, and I think Lisa asked about alt tags for images in cloud, but I want to connect that to another question. What about a media center for images in the future in Brizy Cloud? Currently, you up each image by itself.
We have this on our list. What we want to do with, let me just, my screen is still on showing.
Yes, I put it back for you.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So I'll just load again the project to show. I don't have something specific to show, but I'll show the concept we have in our mind, or at least how we see this library. Basically, it will be a place like this, right? Like you see on the blocks, and we'll transform it easily but shortly in a media library where you'll see the images and basically everything you upload on the server, videos, images. You'll be able to modify certain stuff from here. This is on the list. maybe we didn't include it, and I've told this before, we didn't include everything on the presentation, but we have media library on the list. Most likely we'll touch on it this year. You know, with all these things that we need to do to develop for Brizy Cloud and for Brizy in general, it's most of the times is a matter of priority, right? Because everything is on the list. We know everything is important, and it's maybe number one for some list out there. So basically, if we pull a poll in the chat right now, all we've discussed tonight is number one on some list. We're not gonna win in any way. We need to decide a priority, and this media library is not on top of the priorities, but for sure we want to have it eventually. I know it's a bit tricky, right? If you need the same image, for example, why upload it again when you could maybe use it the same image? It will bring other good stuff like optimization, storage, saving storage, and things like that. So we see the point. We'll have it on the list, and we'll touch on it. About the alt on the images, we wanted to put the options for the alts. We wanted to put in that library, but it appears that library will come a bit later this year, maybe. And I think until then we'll have to do an intermediate step and maybe add the alt for images on the element or something like this. So actually we've discussed this recently, I think a couple of weeks ago or something like this, because we saw not only your feedback, but feedback from the community, and alts for images are sure important for SEO and things like that.
Right. So I think before we wrap it up, I'll touch on Peter's question about blogs again. And you would have seen earlier we mentioned about blogs. I think at this moment we are safe to say that we are definitely looking into it. And when we get closer to something, we will have a full webinar on that. But I'm not sure if people should be expecting that soon, right?
Yeah, we are in a point right now where we are creating all the concepts, how things work. Some part of our team, for example, we've hired guys that are working specifically on this and develop this CMS part and the blogging, and we are in the stage right now that we are planning, we are designing how it will look. Actually, we were discussing with GP, with Bogdan the other day. It was the idea that maybe we'll show something how it will look on the only design part, but decided that is a bit too early, and we don't want to set false expectations. It will not come in the, when you show something, the idea is, oh my God, it will come next month. No. We would want to, but it's when you talk about blogging, e-commerce, custom fields, this is an entire mammoth of a project. So yeah.
Right. So guys, thank you very much. I think we've covered a lot tonight, and this was on Brizy Cloud. I've seen a few questions Michelle had asked about being new to this process. Juggling the community is sometimes a little bit challenging because we work with people that have been working with HTML way back when, and they have made the transition to builders, and they've made the transition to Brizy Cloud. And then we have people that has never touched anything and they are coming into it. So if you check on YouTube, we are trying to bring in a lot of beginner stuff at this moment. We're rolling out a lot of how-to videos, but you'll have to understand it will take another 2 or 3 months for us to cover everything. That's why Chris is also fully engaged on Facebook and the community forum to help you with that. So make use of those resources, and we will try and get to all of it. I know the number one thing that many people are asking now for is, how do I create a blog in WordPress, the Brizy WordPress, for example? We know it cannot be done in cloud now. So the resources are rolling out, and Brizy is putting a lot of, Brizy Dimi is putting a lot on pressure on us, because we know these are the things that you are looking for, and we will be bringing it to them, to you. And then at the end, if we've missed something, you tell us, hey, can you show us this? Can you show us that? Please let us know. We won't only focus only on Brizy stuff. Sometimes when we work with the WordPress site, we maybe will look at WooCommerce, we will look at Translate plugins to give you those tools that you will use for WordPress. And for the cloud, we will bring you all of that as well. So make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Make sure you join the Facebook community. And if you have technical questions, remember Brizy, support.brizy.io. That's where you need to go for that. And we are very excited. You have seen the timeline, and I've seen what's going on behind the behind the closed doors. There's a lot going on. So I think you are going to be very happy with how things will be rolling out this year. What do you see for Brizy in general for 2020, Dimi?
Yeah, we were discussing in the office, and we kind of want to reinvent the CMS a bit, right? This what we eventually we want to achieve is create a CMS platform and a marketing tool that has everything in it, right? You'll have funnels, you'll be able to create things on par with WordPress, no question about it. Blog posts, custom fields, everything will be there. WooCommerce, e-commerce, everything will be there eventually. Yeah, everything will be there eventually. The idea is to have a full-fledged CMS slash marketing tool in the cloud that will output static content, and static content is very powerful, and it will be the future, in my opinion, because it brings to the table some tremendous speeds and some free of mind from all the security risks and a bunch of other things that we'll be discussing in the coming months. But this is the main vision for Brizy Cloud, to reinvent this CMS space and have it a CMS in the cloud that outputs your projects as static projects, either on your servers or on ours or on more on this as we develop it, because I don't want to, I get excited very easily, and I don't want to spill anything. So yeah.
And then he gives things away for free when he gets excited. So before we go, what is before we go, Dimi?
Yeah, before we go, we thought to start the year with a bang. I know that a lot of you guys already have Brizy Pro, so maybe if you have a good friend to share this discount with, it's okay. You can share it. We'll send everyone that attended tonight with a 20% discount for Brizy Pro. You'll be able to get a license from our website if you don't own it yet. And we'll send it on email. It will be a unique code, so basically it will be only for you that attended tonight. Thanks for that. And let me get this opportunity to thank you guys for all the support and tremendous attention and support for what we are trying to build here. We're very excited about it, and I think the future looks great. Yeah,
it does. 2020 is going to be a good one. So this video should be out tomorrow on YouTube in case you missed it, or in case you need something to listen to. If you cannot fall asleep at night, I'm pretty sure our voices will just make you go to sleep immediately. So from my side, good night. Thank you for joining. For all of you around the world, see you in the next webinar.
Bye, guys.